we just got done with a Call of Duty Modern Warfare demo, a reimagining of the original Call of Duty series, Modern Warfare, of course. So we have Captain Price still in it, we saw in the trailer, but we actually got to see a little look at the gameplay. Shane, what did you think of the gameplay that you saw?
So you're in London, just infiltrating this house of these people that might have caused this bombing. And one thing they emphasized to us in this show is fans, they want morally complex characters, and they want, obviously, next-gen, cutting-edge action. I was a Halo guy in high school, and Call of Duty kind of came towards the end. So I got into them a little bit, but only the multiplayer. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, I remember, what's the name, Price?
Captain Price.
Yeah, like that's the only thing I really remembered because I watched my friends play the campaign. This guy made it pretty clear this isn't Call of Duty 4. It's completely reimagined for today's setting. I was blown away by it. I mean, Aaron plays shooters more than me, but like the realism was huge to me. There were so many moments when we were watching the demo of this game where everyone around me started clapping, people were cheering. Aaron was going, man, you know, stuff like that. It was really cool.
It was. As far as gameplay went, Shane's right. It put us in like a modern setting. And I've played all the Call of Duty Modern Warfares. They were some of my favorite of the Call of Duties. And when I've played those ones, a lot of times you're in like a war zone or you're in a mission in general, and you're kind of just speeding through, shooting all the bad guys. You'll get pinned down for a little bit, and then you shoot them down, and then you get to the next area. This, though, was like an infiltration that we saw of a house, and they were taking their time. You're working with your team, pushing on up. They get beside the door, you open the doors and stuff, and it's a matter of like pushing through and being tactical, shooting out lights to take out the guys in the darkness using your night vision goggles. It felt more Rainbow Sixy, I guess, to me, than it did Call of Duty, actually.
I have to say, like, recently, I think it was for the Nintendo press conference, they showed that old school shooter that was like it's like a war game. It was like a Call of Duty 2 or 3 era, this fast-paced Twitch game. I think there's room for those kind of games. I love those kind of games. Like Unreal, Halo, this fast-paced, twitchy type gameplay. That's not what this is, and I think that's great too. It just kind of like Rainbow Six Siege. Like Aaron said, it's slow, methodical. You can't run and gun. You have to think. There's like you're working together as a team. It felt like they were demoing a multiplayer game where people are working together. Everyone has their job, but that's just the NPCs. It was remarkable. And lots of times in games and in movies, when they do night vision stuff, it's hit or miss. But this felt amazing. Yeah, I was just so impressed. Like 75% of the game was night vision. I mean, there's these moments I don't want to spoil for the story that are just really brutal. I'm like, damn, did they have to do that? You know, just, you know, shooting through the walls. I know they didn't make that up, but watching them do that in the game, like it felt natural. It felt great. It looked good. I wasn't holding the controller, but it looked like it felt good.
Yeah. And it was done well. There's a moment when there's a guy on the other side of the door. He starts blasting with a shotgun, and the player backed off from the door and then just shot through the wall several times and just took the guy out. So like everything it did felt natural. Actually, at one point, your character pulls out like an expandable ladder and set it up for different infiltration and stuff. So I mean, there's a lot of new stuff that they're doing here and a lot of things that are going on, I think, for Call of Duty that definitely looks new, looks modern, and it actually was very exciting to see. So I'm really excited for this game. I haven't been excited for a Call of Duty game probably since Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I kind of fell out during Black Ops and stuff, so this one is probably the first one to get back on my radar of actually having a big interest. Part of that may be because of them going back with Captain Price and taking those characters again, but no, it looks really good. Looks very realistic. They said they looked for information from fans and players and stuff of what they wanted.
Moral complexity and stuff like that.
They wanted like, moral complex characters that are doing things because they think it's right. They're looking for realism. They're looking for civilians possibly being in the way, and you have to work around that. And you don't, you know, civilian casualties, they said, is supposed to be a big part of this game as well.
Yeah, because they emphasize civilian casualties. So, and from what we saw, that definitely came into play. I have nothing against Call of Duty. They were always on the other side of the games I liked. I heard they had great campaigns. It was just not something I wanted. Like this, I wanted like a new world, like a sci-fi setting. When it comes to like a good example for third-person shooters, like Gears of War, a brand new world. but like this game was so gorgeous and so realistic, I could not turn my head.
The game was rendered with the PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
Looked great. Everything sounded great. So, I mean, as far as all the main key points of the game, I'm really excited. I think it all looked really good. I'm excited to get my hands on it,
was like
somewhere in the future.
4-foot screen.
Oh, yeah. It was great.
It was huge, and it looked great. Yeah, I feel bad for people not being able to see what we saw. Yeah. We didn't watch the trailer. We were going to react to it. We didn't have time, so they showed that first. I'm so glad I didn't. I'm just sorry that you couldn't see our reactions, because Aaron was, whoo, and like it was crazy.
Yeah, it looks really good. I'm really excited. Can't wait to see more of the Call of Duty game. Can't wait to actually get my hands on it. So that's it, guys. Make sure you stay tuned. More E3 content coming out right here at Blind Wave.